Well, it's me again, Bill Black, MMUA's Government Relations Attorney. Kent Sulam, MMUA's Director of Government Relations and Senior Counsel, and I send you greetings from the capitals. Yes, I said capitols, the state capital, where session convened on February 17, and the U.S. Capitol in D.C., where MMUA participated in APPA's annual legislative rally, which was held February 22nd through the 26th. Let's start with a quick summary of the rally. Winter weather on the East Coast made getting to D.C. quite a challenge. Many attendees from Minnesota, including Carleen Koss, MMUA's CEO, were late arriving in D.C., and 8 others were forced to cancel altogether. Still, approximately 60 representatives from municipal utilities across the state were able to have small group meetings with their representatives in the House or their staff. And on Wednesday morning, the full group was joined by both Senator Tina Smith and Senator Amy Klobuchar. This year, the rally's focus was on affordability and reliability. MMUA is thankful for the great volunteers who got the conversations started with Minnesota's congressional delegation on our specific asks, which included tax-exempt bonding preservation, LIHEAP funding, reestablishing tax-exempt advance refund bonds, and increasing the threshold under which a financial institution remains a small bond issuer, permitting reform, FEMA reform, and protecting local control of local infrastructure rounded out the discussions. Mark your calendars for February 28 through March 4 for the 2027 APPA rally, and be sure to watch for the announcement of the hotel room block deadline, which will likely be in late October. Turning to the state capitol, things got off to a smoother, even somber start than they did in 2025. While there was a celebration for Senator John Hoffman's return to the Senate chamber after surviving 9 gunshot wounds at the hand of the man who went on to murder Speaker Emeritus Melissa Hortman, the focus of the day was a touching joint Senate-House plus special guests memorial for Melissa, her husband Mark, and their beloved family dog. Formal legislative business didn't really start until the next week. That week, while MMUA was in D.C., the House Energy Committee in St. Paul took up 2 bills MMUA is monitoring. Both are authored by co-vice chair of the committee, Representative Larry Kraft. House File 2986 begins a planning process for virtual power plants. The bill currently only applies to investor-owned utilities, and MMUA will oppose any effort to expand its scope to municipal utilities. House File 3555 is known as the Plug-in Solar, or Solar on Decks, Patios, and Balconies bill. It essentially authorizes small solar arrays that can be plugged into a standard electrical outlet without any oversight, inspections, interconnection agreements, and exempt from net metering requirements. This law change effort is mirrored in other states across the country as well. MMUA has heard from a few members concerned about the safety threats posed by House File 3555, particularly backfeeds. Both bills were laid over for possible inclusion in a committee omnibus bill. MMUA has succeeded in having a hearing on a bill, House File 3296, that would extend to data centers the same exemption from a utility's gross annual sales currently available for crypto mining operations. The current exemption applies if a crypto data center increases the utility's load by 40% or more. MMUA thanks Dave Meyer, General Manager of Glencoe Light and Power, for a wonderful job testifying and fielding questions from members of the committee. As with most bills being heard this session, House File 3296 was laid over for possible inclusion in the committee's omnibus bill. MMUA has made progress on another issue for municipals. Representative Marian Rarick has agreed to be chief author on a bill requiring a referendum to increase or decrease the size of local utility commissions. A hearing should occur by the time you see this video. A bill that has been introduced and may be of interest to MMUA's membership is one that would impose a 10 cents per bottle surcharge on plastic bottles, with the proceeds going to PFAS mitigation efforts and local lead pipe replacement work. This alternative source of funding may become more attractive if the hopes for a bonding bill fall short. In a bit of an unusual move, at the end of a House Energy Committee meeting, Representative Dave Baker, a former member of the Willmar Utility Commission, held a discussion on the status of net metering reform efforts. No bill was brought forward, nor were any motions made or votes taken. It was an interesting exercise, but unfortunately the players remain far apart on core issues, and the partisan divide in the House makes it virtually impossible to pass anything municipal utilities would see as an improvement. The GR team has also kept busy with meetings with legislators, other energy lobbyists, the Nuclear Alliance, and others, both to promote MMUA's issues and to play defense against bills of concern. Well, that is probably enough for this update. Thanks for watching, and remember, what happens in St. Paul affects us all.